Welcome to the fourth episode of the Morning Slate presented by Alpha Sports Co. I'm your host, Cole.
I'm Nick.
And we got an exciting episode today. Australian Open starting up, and we got the College Football National Championship being played on Monday, just in a few days.
Yes, we have the Australian Open kicking off here Saturday, January 17th at around 7 p.m. EST. And starting off with our first play is Thomas Martin Etcheverry, moneyline versus Miramar Kecmanovic, minus 137, 1.5 units. Just key factors here of the matchup. Thomas Martin Etcheverry is 2-0 head-to-head on hard courts. He has overall better endurance. As you know, the Australian Open is a 5-set match played on hard courts. So it's very endurance-based battle and a very physical battle against your opponent. 5 sets much harder on the body than 3 sets. So a big factor here is going to be endurance, and Etcheverry has the clear factor there. He's used to grinding out clay court matches, so him playing 5-setters should be fine to play a 5-setter, while Kecmanovic is not great after he is fatigued, and he usually gets fatigued after the first or second set. So 5-setter here really leans Etcheverry. Also early in the season, so he may not be in the greatest shape, Kecmanovic, and his physical ability is just nowhere near Etcheverry. And then over the third and fourth set, Etcheverry should be able to wear down Kecmanovic and ultimately win that battle. And right now,
advantage there.
Yeah, complete physical advantage there. So first bet, 1.5 units, Thomas Martin Etcheverry, money line against Miramar Kecmanovic, minus 137. Moving on to the next pick, we have a young and talented Zachary Savaja here. He's a young American, played in college, and he's versus Yannick Hoffman. Yannick Hoffman is, let me get the numbers completely correct. Yannick Hoffman is 34 years old, so 34 years old, also playing with the heat factor here, 34 years old, early in the season, may not have the best physical attributes right now, considering it's early in the season. He is going to be a little bit rusty and not having the best fatigue. Hoffman, also him being 34 years old in the 5-set matchup format, will hinder him. And also, Zachary Savaja is 3-0 in his past 3 matches in qualifying, and he has a lot of confidence coming into this first-round matchup. Also, Hoffman his own want to start the year. And just main factor here, again, the heat. And Zachary Savaja, him being younger, college player, has a lot of confidence, plays with a lot of confidence, and the heat should not be a factor for him at all. So, second bet is Zachary Savaja, money line, minus 149, 1.5 units against Yannick Hoffman.
If he does a good one to win that matchup, too, he will face Alcaraz in the second round.
Yeah, nobody wants to
really
play Alcaraz.
Good play there. Young talent. Much better shape. 5-set match. Love it there. 1.5 units.
Third play of the day is our final 1.5 unit pick, and it's Damir Dumar, moneyline against Liam Draxel. If you look, Liam Draxel isn't an ATP Tour player right now. He's mainly just a challenger player. He only has 2 career matches on the ATP Tour. He's 1-1 overall. Damir having over 325 matches on the ATP Tour, which means he's a seasoned veteran. But one thing for him is he really plays with his fatigue and endurance. He doesn't, throughout his whole career in 3 and 5-set matches, he doesn't fatigue too easily. And he's able to grind out his opponents. He's able to fight deeper into matches, especially in these 3 and 5-set matches. So even though he is the older player and the veteran, it actually helps him here because he is experienced in 3 to 5-set matches, and this will help him a lot ultimately in the long run. Also, Liam Draxel is just a ATP challenger player. he doesn't have really what it takes right now in his game to be an ATP pro player. Right now, he's just a challenger guy. And especially looking at this, Demir's career high is 23. Draxel only 1-1 in the ATP Tour. Draxel also doesn't have a lot of weapons to overpower or really. They're both grinders here. It's going to be a long matchup, and Demir being the veteran, ultimately with the heat not playing a factor against him, he should be able to beat Liam Draxler here. So, third pick is Demir Dumar, 1.5 units, money line against Liam Draxel, minus 137.
It's 3 1.5 unit plays on this opening day.
3 1.5 unit plays.
We will have plays for the full tournament and every single ATP tournament. So make sure to hit the link below for our VIP packages. We do have that tennis season pass running. We'll throw a discount on it for the start of the Australian Open. So if you want all of our VIP picks all year long, hit that link below for our season pass.
Yep, hit the link below.
These 1 unit picks, starting with Big Foe.
Yeah, Francis Tiafoe here, minus 4.5 games versus Jason Kluber, plus minus 137. Pretty straightforward here. Yeah. Jason Kluber is 32 years old. He's been dealing with an injury his whole career. His injury, shoulder injury, really affects him. He has a shoulder injury and a few leg injuries that ultimately have been affecting his whole career. He's a very standout talent, but ultimately couldn't put it to the best use because of his injuries. Fatigue and injuries will play a role here in this matchup. Also, Tiafoe is 3-0 head-to-head, and he's 8-0 head-to-head on total sets. So minus 4.5 games here. We look at this where Tiafoe's going to win this in 3, or if he does give up one, he's going to give up a close set and a tie break, and he's going to be able to hold Kluber to 3 games, 4 games, 2 games in each set. And Tiafoe here, he's also has been playing. Everybody has been playing a bunch of good tennis in 2026. So Tiafoe, 1 unit, minus 4.5 games versus Jason Kluber, minus 137. Now moving on to our last game here is Arthur Cazot, minus 3.5 games versus Jamie Farah, minus 120. Cazot is a young French player who plays with a lot of confidence. He's 27-34 overall on the ATP Tour. He's a lot more experienced than Farah, who's a young Portuguese player, 22 years old. He's 5-14 on the ATP Tour, and it's his first ever qualification, Jamie Farah, at the Australian Open. Jamie Farah was also just 11-11 on hard courts last year, and he's not a really physical player, and he also doesn't have much experience playing 5 sets. So in this matchup, Arthur Cazot, playing at the level that he's been playing for a while, having over 60 to 65 matches on the ATP Tour, he should be able to overcome Farah here, especially with Farah only being 5-14 overall and not playing very many not playing many slam level events where it's 5 sets. So here, the 5 sets would greatly help Arthur and bring him to a win over Jamie. So our last play is 1 unit on Arthur Cazot, minus 3.5 games versus Jamie Farah, minus 120.
Good 5 free picks for the first round of the Australian Open. Make sure to join our free Discord as well. We'll be giving out free picks for the Australian Open all week long. But let's move into this college football national championship.
Yep.
Between the Indiana Hoosiers and the Miami Hurricanes. You got arguably the 2 best defenses in football. I would say they are. Smoking hot on defense. You saw Indiana, what they did to Oregon. Absolute masterpiece on defense. You saw what you saw what Miami has been doing in the playoffs on defense. Texas A&M, 3 points. The Ole Miss game, their defense played pretty well. But 2 fantastic defense. They come up, they make fantastic plays when they need to. The Miami D-line, we've talked about them before, outstanding. That whole unit for Indiana has been outstanding as well, especially that D-line. Both teams have been winning up front. I think it's going to be an absolute battle. Indiana does have the better coaching, in my opinion.
Yes, Cincinnati's
Yeah,
phenomenal coach.
that program has just been absolutely dominating teams all year, and I do not think it stops here. So, for our college football national championship free pick, it's going to be a 2-unit teaser. So, we're going to do Indiana minus 6.5 plus under 58.5 gives us odds at plus 102, wins us around 2 units. But yeah, Indiana national championship winner. We already have a unit on them from episode 1. Episode 1, I believe.
Episode 1, we have a unit at plus 130.
On them, yep, to win the national championship. That was before the Oregon game, so we do have that running as well as a free pick. Yeah, I don't see Indiana stopping their dominant season. I think Mendoza gets it done. I think he is. I mean, even against Oregon, especially Alabama, yes, he did have a big lead, but he has just been playing so calm and just so collected. Like, I don't think anything bothers him. And he's been playing fantastic. When he sees a good defense, he knows how to react. He can get the ball out of his hand. He can rely on his running backs because his offensive line is one of the best in the nation. Yeah, I mean, this Indiana team has been absolutely dominating.
Great offense, number 2 ranked defense, letting up under 10 points a game. Just a phenomenal football team. And that's, again, 2 units teaser, Indiana minus 6.5, and then also the under 58.5 plus 102 for 2 units.
Plus odds teaser. So there will be our 6 free picks for this weekend and Monday night for the national championship.
Yep.
But stay tuned for the Australian Open free picks. In our next episode, where we will be doing a recap of these and giving out more Australian Open free picks. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching this episode, and let's have a weekend.
Yep, and also a total free picks right now posted here, 7 and 3 plus 2.06 units.